everyone, IvyLeeGaming here, and it's time to react to part 2 of this series here, Genshin Impact Theory, from Island XD's channel. Let's go back 2 years and talk about some of the origins of Genshin Impact's lore. So if this is your first time finding the channel, go ahead and probably watch the previous one because it leads into this, and it's really, really interesting. Island XD does a very great job talking about all of this and explaining lore, diving deeper, and really getting behind some deeper meanings that you wouldn't just think of on the surface level watching some of the stories or listening and playing through. So this is a really fun, different vibe for me. Normally we're just having fun and being super silly, but you know what? I really do want to understand some of this, right? We want to dive deeper. We want to understand the world of Genshin Impact. And it's also fun to watch something that's older because, all right, this is 2 years old. So it might be interesting for you guys that have been long-term Genshin players to see if some of his theory crafting type conversation actually comes true. Has it? Let me know in the comments below, and I guess do so without too much spoiler as far as that goes. If what he's saying in these videos really comes to light very obviously in the story, or if things are only hinted at very subtly, feel free to expand on these thoughts. I'd love to hear. But yeah, as it video contains spoilers for all of these because it is talking about some of the characters specifically, or spoiling main plots of the story. So let's dive into this. We're going to go on to the true meaning of Cataclysm Genshin Impact Theory, Episode 2 from Island XD. Make sure you're subscribed to his channel. He puts out really great content overall, and I'm having fun. I always get suggested from my YouTube comments to use his videos specifically for reaction videos. And on that note, if this is your first time finding my channel, I have just started playing Genshin Impact for real. I was reacting to Genshin Impact and Honkai Impact as games I did not play before when I started Honkai Star Rail. So I actually played Honkai Star Rail properly before playing Genshin properly. But here we are, I'm in my first week of Genshin and it's a ton of fun as expected, and I have so much to learn. And the lore is part of that, so let's roll.
In this video, we will discuss the reason behind the Cataclysm 500 years ago. We will also speculate on what the Fatui, Abyss Order, and Kenria are all planning. It starts right now. Throughout the game, we are constantly reminded of a cataclysm that happened 500 years ago. An incident that changed the view of the Tsaritsa, an occurrence closely tied with Barbados and the dragons Dvalin and Durin. Also an event that destroyed a civilization in Kenria. So what was the cause? I believe that the reason behind the cataclysm has a deeper secret, which was hinted to us by Mihoyo from the very beginning in plain sight. If you are not familiar with the symbol, I will give you a brief description. The symbol, called the triquetra, dates back to the Iron Ages. In spiritual practice, this symbol represents the concept of unending continuation, life, death, and rebirth. Now, alongside this triquetra symbol, we also see a similar symbol littered everywhere in the game, the quaternary. Quaternary, or also known as the quaternary knot, symbolizes 4 directions or seasons. Now, for the sake of our theory, let's focus on the meanings behind these 2 symbols. Triquetra, the cyclical life, and quaternary, the symbol of division within the cyclical life. You know, seasons. Now, how do these 2 things answer our question behind the cataclysm? The short answer is, in the world of Genshin Impact, humanity's cycle of life will always repeat itself. If this is hindered in any way, humanity goes poof. To unpack this hypothesis, let's explore the hints within the game. These 4 artifacts contain many symbolisms to the cyclical life and its divisions. The TLDR of the story goes something like this. During this civilization, humanity had the ability to communicate with Celestia directly. The gods help humans to prosper. Over time, humanity begins to question the gods, and the gods did not answer. So, humans went into the depths of this world for answers. After a while, humans grew prideful and ambitious and tries to force their way into the garden of the gods. The gods got pissed off. Now to briefly go over the divisions or seasons within the story, in those days life was weak and the earth was blanketed in unending ice. This signifies humanity's struggle without the guidance of the gods. Eternal ice begins to thaw, and the first fires were still new.
This is so cool. I would never think to... It's not... I guess it's not something I've ever really done, is to overanalyze, like, a lot of the little subtleties we get in some of these games. Sometimes there's just so much story hidden. And yeah, the description of a weapon or something. They do that all the time. I noticed that in Honkai Star Rail. We definitely had some laughs with a light gun or two. But the descriptions and little subtleties within the character stories, within all of it, like it's so deep, and it's just not stuff you'd always put together just by quickly playing through the game and watching the cutscenes, right? So we're diving deeper again. We are trying to process this super complicated world that Hoyoverse has created, and it's so impressive and so interesting, and I'm trying my best to process it, but my brain just doesn't think like his does. Man, he's so good at, like, just, yeah, diving deeper, I feel like is the best way to put it, right, guys? Let me know if you have any deep dive theories into the lore of Genshin Impact for especially the early stages, like me as an early game player, and the story that I'm starting to unfold.
Humanity's prosperity under the gods spark curiosity, and humans begin to question the gods. Ancient flames were extinguished amidst the first falling rain. Humans begin to thirst for knowledge and the truth. Waters ran dry as thunder first pierced the skies. Humans become arrogant and challenges the gods.
Hey, how would you even... He's so good at this. He's so good at this. He's such a pro, man. How would you even, like... I just would never connect these to the human and god relationship the way he just did. So good. He's so good, man. Make sure you guys are subbed to him. I think he has other non-story stuff posted sometimes too, but really interesting.
If we take the hints given from these artifacts, the words spoken by the sustainer of heavenly principles in the very beginning of the game starts to make more sense. Arrogation of mankind. Now, if the cataclysm was caused by humanity's rebellion against the gods, or arrogation of mankind, and this cyclical life is destined to continue, what are the Fatui, the Abyss Order, and Kenria planning? The Fatui, Abyss Order, and Kenria all share a few commonalities: their opposition to the order of this world, and wants to end the cyclical life in Genshin Impact. For Saritsa, we can find that she is planning to rebel against the divine in the Travail trailer. For Lumine, during the We Will Be Reunited trailer, states, "Until the abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end." Destiny derives from the translated word Chunli in Chinese or Chunli in Korean. Both literally means decree of heaven or order of the world. In the case of Dainsleif and the views of Kenria, he openly states that he detests deities in Ganyu's trailer, and even continues in the Travail trailer saying that the people from Kenria will defy this world with the power from beyond. Now, I speculate that the power from beyond means non-elemental powers that are not associated with the gods. Now, although their methods may be different, their goals are the same: to end the cyclical life predestined by the divine. Now, as I mentioned in the previous episode, Barbados' relations with cyclical life poses a problem to these factions. Even if Barbados dislikes the idea of ruling and enforcing laws, and even if he hates Celestia, His
City of
existence
Freedom,
holds the
after all.
key to the cyclical nature of this world. This becomes even more clear at the end of Daneslave's quest. How does a flower explain Barbados' significance to
The
cyclical
ones we
life?
only see when
In
it's
the We Will
nighttime?
Be Reunited trailer, Lumine comes across a flower, the dandelion. Now, if you've completed this quest and watched this trailer before, it's easy to assume that this dandelion in the trailer is in fact the same dandelion at the end of Daneslave's quest. This, however, is false. Upon completing the quest and rewatching the trailer, I spent hours trying to find the exact location of this dandelion in the trailer. Then when I found the actual location, I actually felt really stupid because it was so obvious. The Thousand Winds Temple, a location related to the god of time, wind, and the moon. Now if we take a step back and dissect the meaning of the dandelion, one thing becomes very clear. The dandelion is the prime example of cyclical life. I understand that other plants also go through the same cycle of life, death, and rebirth. So what's so special about the dandelion? A dandelion's life cycle hinges on one crucial factor. Without the wind, its cycle of life cannot continue. Taking things even further, MiHoYo adds a subtle symbolism inside the trailer. Lumine comes across this dandelion and cherishes it for a fleeting moment, only to be trampled, symbolizing Lumine's ultimate goal, to end the cyclical life created by the gods. Now the question is, why did MiHoYo use two dandelions from different locations? In my personal opinion, this symbolizes the separation between Aether and Lumine. But by using the dandelion, this suggests that Aether and Lumine are in fact related, figuratively and literally. Now whether this is true or not is up for debate, but one thing is for certain. The sheer amount of hints given to us between the god of wind and cyclical life cannot be understated. It's hinted that the role of Barbados may actually be necessary for the story to unfold. Let's take a look at the prayers to the firmament. This is the 5th prayers artifact. The story of this artifact goes something like this. After humans attempted to enter the garden of the gods, things settled down by the intervention of the wind. But humans still reached out to the island in the sky, hoping that its promises were real. To uncover the truth, the chief priest goes into the depths of this world. There he finds a warning, the truth that no one wants to hear. The lore within these artifacts could possibly be a foresight or a parallel to the events of the Cataclysm, the intervention of the wind, which was necessary to prolong the total destruction of humanity. But after this intervention, some uncovered the truth behind this world. Undoubtedly, Fatui, Abyss Order, and Kenria all knows this truth, which is probably the reason why they are trying to rebel against the divine. But why does uncovering this truth end in the destruction of humanity? What is the secret of Celestia and the true meaning of this world?
Ooh. All right. I love this series. It's so good. So I didn't click the next one because I was worried too much about spoilers. But we might have to see. Maybe I will... I'll take a quick peek and see if it looks like there's too much being spoiled for where I'm at right now. I mean, I don't mind a little spoilers. I've already heard a lot about some key characters. And as it mentions, like, Lumine and Aether might be related, but I think we kind of all know now that situation, so much has changed since this video was made, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is there anything really interesting to hear him say 2 years ago if you've never watched this video versus what you know in the lore now? Let me know, and yeah, come hang out. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, all the fun things. I will be continuing my Genshin Impact journey. I am still playing Honkai Star Rail, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do much else content-wise. I just greatly have always, well, I've wanted to play Genshin. I know I prefer it, so we're kind of focusing that right now. But come hang out with me live on Twitch or I'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you want me to continue on to episode 3, or if it's maybe gonna be too spoilery for a new player. I think really I'm just trying to understand all the things and break it down, and lots to unpack about this amazing world that Hoyaverse have created. See you in the next video.